We also need to ask ourselves, why do so many people live in abject poverty and so few live lives of opulence? Why, after decades of democracy, are the prospects of a white child so much better than those of a black child? We need to ask ourselves that. We also need to ask ourselves, why do women get paid less than men for the same work? That's what we need to ask ourselves.
You know, guys, I hardly say I'm proud of South Africans, but when it comes to South Africans reacting to this nonsensical speech of Ramaphosa, I'm proud of South Africans, man. I know, guys, I know. I'm very harsh on South Africans because of how they vote. But I like how people reacted to this nonsense of Ramaphosa. And the more I listen to this speech, the angrier I get. Because one thing that is very clear, Ramaphosa was trying to divide the people of this country. It's just that we were wise enough to call him out on his nonsense. But what Ramaphosa was trying to do, he was trying to divide the people of this country. And these are not the actions of somebody who has the intention of actually dialoguing with the people of this country. The guy says that, why do we have poor people in this country when we have people that are living in opulence? Ramaphosa is not doing anything to inspire poor people to be successful. No, he wanted people who are poor to hate people that are successful. This is the reason why, again, he came by saying, why are the prospects of a white child better than the prospects of a black child? He was trying to divide black people and white people. And again, he tried to divide the people on the ground by saying, why we need to discuss why women are paid less doing the same job as men. This is nothing but the division of the country. This is the most disgusting speech that I've ever heard a president say. I have never heard anything like this. I have never heard anything like this. And this is the president of the country. This is the head of the state. So embarrassing to call this guy the president of my country. I'm so embarrassed, man. I'm so embarrassed. But anyway, guys, welcome to the comedy section brought to you by the African National Congress. You remember that last week, the president of the ANC Youth League, Colin Malachi, said what most South Africans are thinking by saying the National Convention was nothing but a tea party. And he was right. He was right. The National Convention was nothing but a tea party. We told the South Africans that there is no such thing as the national dialogue. This is nothing but the campaign of the ANC for 2026 and 2029. And the president of the ANC Youth League went out and said, this National Convention was nothing but a tea party. You remember? This is what this guy said.
I think let's first agree that that National Convention was a tea party of friends. The president was misled, invited to a tea party of friends who meet each other over tea and consolidate each other into a delegation. What informs that? Civil organizations that have got constituencies were not there. Political youth organizations that have got constituencies were not there. Political parties, because how do we test that we've got support? We test you through what you supported for. I'm saying if the Youth League is not there, whether it's EFFD, all of these parties, civil organizations that we are knowing them are not there, even the foundations that represent integrity were not there. Now, obviously, it was clear that it was a platform created by opportunists to try to present that for the past 30 years, the ANC has done nothing for South Africans. It was a right-winger platform, anti-democracy, set up, programmed by people who are obsessed about taking the progressive out of power. That's how we've classified that thing. That's why I was saying that it must be corrected. The real national dialogue must be convened with the right people.
And I remember some people were actually clapping hands for Colin Malachi saying that, yeah, finally, there are people inside the ANC that can see exactly what is happening. But guys, I told you that you do not fall for the trick of the comrades. The ANC, every time, when the president is about to exit, the comrades will come hard on that president. The comrades will come hard on that president. And listening to Colin Malachi again, guys, you know, how did this thing go from that thing was nothing but a tea party to him blaming the right wingers for trying to stop the progressives? There are no progressives in this country. There are no progressives. You take the ANC, you take the EFF, you take the Umkhonto weSizwe party. These parties represent regressive, not progressive. I don't know why they keep calling themselves progressives. You guys are not progressives. You guys are not progressives. So it looks like the ANC was not happy at all. The president of the ANC Youth League actually going out and calling Ramaphosa's precious event nothing but a tea party. So the ANC behind the scenes, they forced the ANC Youth League to actually release a statement telling South Africans that they are behind and they are reaffirming their support for the national dialogue. I mean, like, this is a joke. The president of that organization, the president of that organization just told the whole country what they think of the national dialogue. Then you're going to force these people to go out and reaffirm their support for the national dialogue that is led by civil organizations. This is a joke. This is a joke. And it shows you that there is no free thought in these political parties. There is no free thought in these political parties. So I want you to actually see that statement because I found it quite funny because this statement came immediately. Immediately. I'm sure the videos were not even circulating. They have not even circulated that much. And the ANC Youth League, they have already released the statement. And I'm sure somebody from the motherboard said, you guys, you are getting out of order. Yes, we are attacking Ramaphosa, but men, don't attack Ramaphosa right now. Just go out and say that you are fully behind in the national dialogue. I mean, like, this is a joke. So this statement says that the ANC Youth League reaffirms its support for the national dialogue as led by the civil organizations. So how and which is which? Which is which? Are you guys supporting the national dialogue, or is the national dialogue nothing but a tea party? Because it cannot be both. It can be both. And the statement says that earlier today, during our press briefing, we referred to the national dialogue as a tea party. We acknowledge that this was an unfortunate characterization. It arose from the ANC Youth League's frustration at the exclusion of political and civil youth formations that represent genuine constituencies, mobilize across communities, and carry the real hopes and aspirations of young South Africans. These formations, with thousands of active members, are well placed to articulate what needs to be done. I mean, like, if there's one thing about the ANC Youth League. The ANC Youth League cannot speak on behalf of young people in this country. You guys are not the representatives of young people in this country. You are not. When was the last time the ANC Youth League actually said something about young people in this country? I mean, the last time, this guy, the president of the ANC Youth League, you remember this guy did a march to I think it was Union Building, to tell the president that young people want jobs. You mobilize people, then you march to your own offices to tell the president of your own organization that people want jobs. And somehow there are idiots that actually fell into that scheme. They were running behind this guy, saying that the president needs to do something about this unemployment issue that is happening in the country. Can you just imagine, man? Can you just imagine? Are you telling us that this guy does not have the right platforms to communicate with the president within his own organization? But no, these people are just fooling the people. Like, guys, one thing about these political parties in this country, they are just the pressure valves, man. They know that we are angry and they are just... They are the pressure valves. They are the pressure valves. And some of the stunts that they pull, it's hard to ignore. Once you see it once, you cannot unsee it. You cannot unsee it. So these people cannot speak on behalf of young people in this country. There is not a single program that the ANC Youth League has implemented that is currently helping young people. There is not even a single one. So they must not speak on behalf of young people in this country. The ANC Youth League, they are nothing but the mouthpieces of the motherboard of the ANC. Whenever the ANC wants to say something, and if they feel like, okay, if we say this thing, we're going to appear bad, they will send one of these guys from the ANC Youth League to go out and say whatever that they want to say. The ANC Youth League does not represent young people in this country. They don't represent young people in this country, and they should not be allowed to even suggest that they represent the interest of young people in this country. No, they don't. They don't. We don't have an organization in this country that actually represents the interest of young people. And again, what can I say? Because young people in this country are sleeping. They are sleeping. Their lives are being wasted. And instead of actually standing up and doing something about it, no, they are busy drinking and smoking. So the ANC Youth League will engage the preparatory task team and network on the Asian need to ensure that the national dialogue becomes inclusive of young people who form the majority of this country's population. Youth structures of political parties alongside the South African Youth Council must be incorporated. The national dialogue must place at its center critical issues such as gender-based violence, crime, the challenges of illegal foreigners and migration, the transformation of our education system, and the full implementation of the national health insurance. Equally, it must focus on the transformation and strengthening of our economy so it can serve majority of South Africans, not just a privileged few. So guys, listen to this. They say the national dialogue must place at its center critical issues such as gender-based violence, crime, the challenges of illegal foreigners and migration, the transformation of our education system, and the full implementation of the national health insurance. These people are not asking South Africans what should be placed at the center. They are telling South Africans what should be placed at the center. And this is the reason why we said that this is not a dialogue. It is not a dialogue. It is not. You are not even interested in hearing what is that one thing that people are bothered about. But you are already telling that no, at the center we should place this and this and this and this and this and this. Then how is it a dialogue? How is it a dialogue? Because here they are even talking about the full implementation of the national health insurance. They haven't heard what South Africans think about the national dialogue, the national health insurance. So why must issue like the implementation of the national health insurance must be put at the center, whereas South Africans have not even told these comrades what they think about the national health insurance? This requires urgent and practical measures to address the scourge of youth unemployment, which remains the defining feature of our economic crisis. Civil organizations and youth formations must be at the forefront of shaping solutions, ensuring that young people are not only participants, but leading voices in shaping the future of our society. It is on public record that the National Convention did not achieve its desired outcome. I mean, like, this is putting it lightly, man. The first National Convention was nothing but a disaster. It was nothing but a disaster, but thanks to President Ramaphosa for him being idiot enough for going out on stage and saying whatever that he said. Because after that speech of President Ramaphosa, nobody gave a damn what was said at that National Convention. People were just furious at the president. So thanks to Ramaphosa for actually making people see what this national dialogue, what this bogus national dialogue actually is. It is on public record that the National Convention did not achieve its desired outcome. It failed to inspire confidence that that voice of South Africans, their lived realities, and their daily struggles were adequately captured along progressive and urgent solutions. I mean, like the fact that these people automatically assume that the people are on the left and they are with them on the left. This is very problematic. It is very problematic for these people to assume that we are on the left because they keep honing in on this issue of the progressives. They are not the progressives. But this is them automatically assuming that everybody is on the left. And I did not sign to be on the left. I am not on the left. I am nothing. I do not associate myself with anything that has to do with the left. That victim mentality, that it is not fair, that it's hard, that no, I do not associate myself with that. I don't. Life is hard. You have to fight for whatever that you have. If you want something, you go out and fight for it. I do not expect any handouts from anybody. So I am not on the left. I do not subscribe myself to be on the left. But for them to first to automatically assume that everybody is on the left, and for them to tell this country the most important issues, those are very problematic. But again, this is the ANC that we are talking about. So what do we expect? What do we expect? This is the African National Congress. At its best. At its best. You know, guys, I wanted to do a fun video, man. I wanted to do a fun video and laugh a bit, but it seems like it's hard for me to laugh on this platform. It's very hard. I wanted to do a light video where I can actually laugh. Maybe let me see if the one that I drop next can be a bit lighter, because now these things are making me angry. They are making me mad. Making me mad. What are your thoughts, guys? So please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Maba, so I will see you next time. Bye-bye.